Hey, good evening. Hope you're all having hope you've all had a lovely day. And you're all prepared for the weekend. And you're just feeling good in general. So, I wanted to read this quote that I found, and it just really resonated with me, as they all do, really. But I just thought I would say why it resonated with me. So, since speaking like online via, YouTube channel, I always do seem to receive like the loveliest comments about my voice. Although I can sing, I never really thought much of my speaking voice, so it's been really nice and really eye-opening, like reading your comments and stuff. I want to say thanks again for that, because it's sometimes I think you don't realize what you're putting into effect. It's like the whole butterfly effect, isn't it? Like butterfly flaps his wings in America and affects somebody in the UK. I don't know if that, if I said that correctly, but along that vibe. And that's exactly what you guys' comments do, because it makes me see things in a different perspective. Now, as of lately, I'm more understanding the importance of one's voice, the energy it holds, the messages it subconsciously sends. Don't get me wrong, I've always been into spirituality and everything since I was like 15. I was like looking into the Tibetan Book of the Dead, so always into like that kind of stuff. But so anyway, my friend said to me in this particular video, it was a chapter that I read, Florence, The Game of Life. I can't remember which chapter off the top of my head, but and he just said, you made me feel like this, explaining the feeling. And funnily enough, when I went back to listen, I remembered it was like the same chapter that when I was reading, I went into a kind of meditative state, which I do sometimes, but it's not all the time. But I realized I did this time. It felt really nice. If you meditate, you know that you have a very tingly feeling that goes down your back, sometimes in your forehead, but it's all the way down your back, and it's like a nice tickly kind of feeling. So I had that, and it was just interesting that, and we were just speaking about transmuting that energy online. It's just, I feel like we know these things, like obviously we know we can transmute energies, but I mean when it's confirmed, like it feels nice, it feels good, it feels like you're on the right kind of track. Anyway, say that to say, I'm very, and always have been very sensitive when it comes to like people's voices. So within the first few seconds, I pretty much know if I like your vibe, or if I can even take listening to your voice. I'm very, like, even with audiobooks, I'll listen to a first few seconds, and a lot of voices are very piercing, and I just can't take to them. Whether that means something on a deeper level, I don't know. It just doesn't resonate with me. And It's like the same with when you're speaking to someone on the phone, or if someone sends you a voice note. I can hear like the smallest hint of sarcasm that you tried to hide. Easy, or like, that patronizing energy. Pick that up really, really quickly. I mean, I've always worked on the phone, so my job is listening to the other person anyway. But I naturally, have been very good at that, so I say that to say, trust your intuition. Pay attention to how other people make you feel. It doesn't matter how petty it may seem to you, but if it just doesn't feel good or authentic, or you're hearing a funny vibe, never be scared to like eliminate people from your life, because you always have to kind of put yourself first. Like when I was younger, I feel like I was more of like a people pleaser, and it's very draining. Like depletes your energy, and when you just start living in your truth, you just feel a lot more, or you feel yourself. So it's and everything's related. So I guess the more authentic you are, the more easier it is to connect with people. So there we are. Anyway, so I wanted to read this. I know I didn't quote who this was from, but I will put it into the title. Non-negotiable. I've learned to trust my intuition, sharpened by observation and experience. I don't always need tangible evidence to confirm what I sense. I see patterns others might overlook, hear what's unspoken in the tone of their voice, and feel the energy they carry. These signals rarely lie. They tell me everything I need to know, even when words don't. When I disconnect from someone, it's not a rash decision. It's because I've already tried to bridge the gap. I've opened the door to honest conversation, only to be met with drama, defensiveness, or disregard. I've realized that not everyone values resolution or mutual respect the way I do, and that's okay. But it's also why I've made a choice. My peace will always come before their chaos. I no longer chase understanding from people who aren't willing to meet me halfway. Instead, I honor my boundaries, recognizing that it's not my job to carry the weight of relationships that only drain me. Prioritizing my well-being doesn't make me cold. It makes me wise. I've stopped allowing disrespect to disguise itself as complicated dynamics or just how they are. Choosing peace isn't giving up. It's stepping up for yourself. It's knowing that not everyone deserves access to your energy. And that's not selfish. It's essential. Life is too precious to be spent endlessly explaining your worth to those who cannot see it. So I let go, not with anger, but with clarity and grace. It's not about vibing with everyone. It's about staying aligned with who you are. And if that means walking away, I'll do so without hesitation. Because my peace is non-negotiable. Love you all. Bye.